Gotta wait till some people come on, man. Let's see here. I think I see some people coming on. This may be a problem though. I'm live. I got the live set up to go on from like StreamYard and stuff, but people might not see this one. Guys, check this out. As y'all come in here, let me know if you can see me, if I look clear, sound clear. If I do, I think I'm gonna do the live just like this. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and do it with the live I have premiered to go up. Okay? Can y'all hear me? Because I think it may take people some time to find me because I didn't, of course, promote this one. Yes, everything's clear. Okay. It's only about 17 people watching though. If the numbers don't go up soon, I'm gonna go do it the other way, family, because I did advertise this. Facebook is expecting it too, but I wanted to just be on video. You know what I mean? But other one in there, it ain't looking clear. So this is from my phone. 31. Yeah, thank you. That'd be dope. Let's see here. Peace to you, Darice, the first person in the room. Peace to you, Darice. Peace to you, T. Harrison. Peace to you, Joanne. Peace. See, she said, yes, you do. Let's see, relationships with and marriage with, it's marriage talk with Miss Submissive or Mrs. Submissive. Peace to you. You got the notification. Okay, hopefully other people get it, but you know, we don't be clicking that bell. Somebody will be like, man, I was waiting in the other one, waiting for you to come and, you know. Peace to you, Caramel Cutie. Peace to you, Sade Neal. Wrong woman status. Peace to you. Thank you. And peace to your family. Hope everybody's well. Terry Dow, peace to you. Peace to you, brother. Hope everything's well with you. What do I have against dark-skinned women? Nothing at all. Love them, love them, love them. Give you guys some time to come on in, man. It's about 38 watching. Again, a few more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and just take it in there. Peace, Chatty. What up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Who me? Yo, what up with it? Dreamy Girl says, my Chatty. What up with it? What's up, Dreamy Girl? Street's been crazy, man. Everybody got something to say. The lady said, Kevin, what do you have against our beautiful black women? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Offended dark-skinned woman here. Well, let me first apologize. Okay. It was specifically for its target. I may be guilty of aiming at a tree while in a forest. Seriously, I meant no harm to any of you guys. Black is beautiful, absolutely. These white men ain't shit. I'm so sorry, Kevin, to hear. Let's see here. The things they were saying about your kids and wives last night, it was very disrespectful. Darice, I decided I wasn't gonna listen to it. Like I said yesterday, I'm not about to do that. I'm not doing it. Some people have to know that it's for a specific, not all. Come on now, people. True. You're married to two beautiful black women. Why would you have a problem? Absolutely. And I've dated darker skinned women than her. So I'll put it like this, guys. You know how it is, right? At first glance, to me, everybody beautiful. Everybody's absolutely stunning. You are your ancestors. I don't grade people based on aesthetics like that. Now, and some of you guys may think the same way. Some people out here do, they judge people, try to find something wrong with them at every turn, but that's due to them growing up in an environment like that. And that's why I say she grew up in an environment like that, because that's all she does is try to find something wrong with you. Nothing wrong with any of us, y'all. We're all perfect. We are our ancestors. We all exactly who we were meant to be. But while I believe everybody's beautiful, I'll put it like this. You ever meet somebody that they ordinary. They ain't ugly or pretty, right? They ain't nothing. They're just a normal person. And you might see them, that's a beautiful person. That's a kind person. But they start insulting people, talking down on people. You ever notice how you start noticing their flaws? Now, keep in mind, somebody could be really attractive, right? Right? They could be really attractive. Say they turn out to be a person who think they better than everybody just due to their attraction, right? All of a sudden, you might find something wrong. Does that make sense? So it's like everybody's beautiful until they start clowning on people. Then people will start finding your flaws, because we all got them, really. I don't think we have them necessarily, but everybody got something that they might think don't look proportioned or something. And that's really just our ancestors. We're not supposed to be perfect. What the definition of what we call perfect, meaning everything symmetrical, or maybe some people define perfect as everything to your liking, right? So some people might say you got a big nose, and so big lips, things like that can be disproportional on your face. But to me, I don't see that as ugly. But if that person with that big nose start clowning somebody, they big nose start to become more obvious, don't it? And all of a sudden you be like, I know you ain't talking with that big ass nose. That's just how it go. Hey man, you can have long, soft hair. To me, there's no difference from coarse hair. It's hair. You can have long, soft hair. Start running your mouth. See, don't they start calling you big perm? Light-skinned girls go through it too. Trust me. Somebody can have brown eyes. Let them talk shit to people. You're going to start saying something about his brown eyes. They can have green eyes, blue eyes. You're going to find something to say. That's how cracking goes. When you create that world and then you don't want to live in it, you have to say to yourself, you've been lying to God, because you've been requesting from the universe that people treat you this way, because you're supposed to treat others as you want them to treat you. So when you treat someone a certain way, you're saying to the universe, I want people to treat me like this. So don't throw a punch and forget how to fight, baby. But I've been listening around the social media streets today, and I've been hearing a lot of interesting points, a lot of different outlooks, a lot of perspectives. I've heard people discussing my encounter on my video I made yesterday on Amora or whatnot. People have different thoughts and views on the interaction, things I said. And respectfully so, people made a lot of great points. So I wanted to do this live today, just kind of based on that, right? Some people say, well, Kevin, while he was responding to what she was doing, he's still a man. And I just don't believe a man should speak to a woman that way, or a black man should speak to a black woman that way. I try to reduce it to make it not about race, because I think it's more about man and woman than anything, right? So I kind of want to just deal with that. How do you handle that? Because it feels like someone's being biased or crude when they say, I watched an encounter with a man and a woman arguing, and I just can't believe a man would argue with a woman, or a man would talk like that to a woman and ignore all the things the woman said to the man. It feels like they are gaslighting, like they're being unfair, and like they're careless towards men. If I'm a man and I watch an argument between a man and a woman, and I go, I just feel like women shouldn't talk back to their man. I just feel like women need to mind their manners when dealing with men. And I don't say anything that man said about that woman. It kind of seems like I'm misogynist. Like I think that men should get special treatment. That's what it seems like. But I think that people are not necessarily being crude. I don't think they're necessarily being biased with the intent to be biased. Okay? I think they are feeling their way through life. And often more times than not, our gender becomes a lens that we look through. And when we're looking through that lens, we're going to see things based on that perspective. Is your perspective wrong? No, absolutely not. But it's not the whole picture. And that's why you gotta have interesting conversations, be ready to build and dialogue. Get to the heart of the matter, right? So, do women deserve special treatment? Put a 1 in the chat if women do deserve special. Put a 1 in the chat if women deserve special treatment, family. Nope, respect goes both ways. Doris Dalton said, or Downton said 1, yes. So Doris is saying yes. Oh, she took it away. Maybe she's going to change that. Candace says, nope, respect goes both ways. Nope, no special treatment. Impeccable Shoe Game says women, yes. Animals and demons, no. I think I know what you mean by that, Impeccable Shoe Game. Asar Orion says 2. So no, women do not deserve special treatment. He gives us a number that don't. Give us a number that don't agree. 2. Sorry. 1. I didn't realize I didn't do that. Not when she calling a man out of his name first. We are mothers, yes, but respect is due. Everybody and everything, Caramel Cutie says. Absolutely. Dream Girl says no. Women do not deserve special treatment. So I'm going to break this thing down in a couple of categories, okay? Because it's very important that we do so. Because I believe I see what contributes to that frame of thought as well. And I want to cover that first because I don't want you guys feeling too uncomfortable with this conversation. Most women wouldn't agree with what I'm going to say based on their feelings. Women are mostly heart people. So if it feels wrong to them, it's absolutely wrong, okay? But I am a reality person, and I try and get people to accept reality regardless of your emotions, for the universe is thy greatest teacher. And as long as you ignore, you will never learn, okay? Instead of trying to be a master teacher, start first by being a master student, okay? The universe really wants to teach, and all you got to do is listen. All right, family? Class is in session, as Grown Woman Status just said. So a couple of different categories, okay? We're going to first deal with just everyday interactions between man and woman. Do women deserve special treatment? Just in our everyday interactions. Many men say no. We're in the world where it is the red pill era, and men are saying women now have to earn our attention and our actions towards them. So don't do anything for a woman who haven't proven herself valuable to you first. That's what red pill community ideas say. Don't do anything at all. That's just another person. That's another adult. If you drive past a man with a flat tire on the road, then drive past a woman, or you're being biased towards men. Is that fair? This is what they say. I've seen videos where a man will ask a woman, hey, can I pump that air in your tire for you? Can I get that gas for you? Can I help you with fixing that tire? Sure, but I just want to let you know up front, I have a boyfriend. Never mind, you good. In other words, if you're not available, neither are my services. This was only for an opportunity to get to know you more. But if you got a man, Have him come straighten your tire out. Have him come put air in your tires. Have him come put gas in your car, right? I don't know if you guys have seen this as a series of videos that come out like this, right? But I disagree. When it comes to everyday interaction, women do deserve special treatment. Now, like I said, Red Pill will say, if you think this way, you're a simp, and that's why women are spoiled. I disagree, all right? We are a village. We always have been. This is how human beings interact. I'm gonna do a series, guys, and it's gonna be a series where I document human reaction, human interaction, through the lens of someone who's not human or not of this world. The same way human beings document animals and give you National Geographic and explain to you how these animals eat, how they live, how they mate, and they give it to you so you can understand how these animals habitat, right? Cohabitat or whatever the case may be. We don't have that through human lens. Like, we really don't know much about us, even though we are us. Do you understand? And so I'm going to do a teaching from as if I'm observing humans through binoculars, hidden behind some rock, and they don't know I exist, but I can see them. I'm going to break it down to very basic terminology so we can truly see human nature. You understand what I'm saying? But right now, we're in a machine world, brick and mortar world that's based on laws and rules, okay? So our culture and way of life is far different than what it was before we were colonized. Do you understand? Before we were colonized, we lived in nature. We survived together, we fished together, we planted together because we had to. You could not be an island unto yourself. You needed your people and they needed you. Go hunt on your own if you want to. If the terrain don't end your life, one of these animals out here likely will. If you fall and get injured, who's gonna pick you up? Who's gonna carry you back? Who's gonna know where you are? Who's gonna defend you? When you catch your kill, who's gonna defend the other animals off from taking that kill from you? Who's gonna help you carry it back? Who's gonna help you search? You can only be in one place at one time. Animals can smell you more than a mile away. We went out together, family. We survived together, right? If you go all the way back then, there was special treatment for women. Wasn't called special treatment, family. It was life. Women are not as physically strong as men. Their bones are weaker. They don't produce the same amount of testosterone. Body structure, anatomy, everything's completely different. So we learned that when it comes to physical activity, lifting, fighting, men are best suited for that act, right? This is why we say, ladies first. This is why we say, let me get that for you. Seriously, guys. She's more vulnerable than that of a male. So you made sure you stayed closer to her because she is more vulnerable if someone were to attack. Some animal come out, the bush is trying to attack, a woman would be more vulnerable. A child would be more vulnerable. Women's biological chemical makeup makes them more susceptible to animal attacks than men simply because of menstrual cycles. They had to be protected. So it wasn't special treatment for women just because they're a woman. It was how it should be based on our physical anatomy. And any culture, any species that's trying to survive adapts like this. They have different interactions for the male role and the female role. And they do this based on the best opportunity to survive. Feminists killed that. You're absolutely right. They started interjecting different thoughts and ideas into our world. We grabbed onto them like crazy. And peace to you, sis. Peace, everybody, by the way. Peace, Retta. Peace, everybody. Peace, peace. We grabbed onto those ideas like crazy and we began to use them against each other. Y'all understand? Most violent crimes are committed by men. Most violent crimes are committed by men. Men are more prone to violence because we're physical. But men are most prone to being victims of violence as well. Even though that's true, Most protection goes to the women. Why is this? Because women are more vulnerable to male attacks. They're not as strong. So if you, even though you know a man would likely target a man for violence before a woman, you'd still protect the woman because the man is more likely to defend himself against the man. Makes sense, right? Men went to war. Why is this? Wouldn't make any earthly sense to send women into war. We're more physical, we're faster. We don't carry children. Women are more valuable biologically than men are. Men are more biologically impactful than women, but women are more valuable biologically. This is not because they're women. Our lack of understanding has us believing that things are the way they are simply because you're a girl or you're a boy. It's not true. Women are more valuable than men biologically because they can carry a baby at a time, one at a time. Of course, they can have twins, but they can carry a baby by one man at a time, and it takes them 9 months to deliver. Give you an example. Let's say you sent most of your men off into war. Okay? Let's just say a small tribe, okay? Let's say you got 2 men, 10 women. Those 2 men could repopulate a whole lot faster than if it were 2 women, 10 men. Do you understand? Because men can impregnate more than one woman at a time. They're more impactful biologically, procreation-wise than women, but because women take longer to give birth and they can only be pregnant by one man at a time, it makes them more valuable as they become a valuable resource. So when you see the Titanic, right? You hear men say, well, back in the day, they made the men stay on the Titanic and let the women go. Women and children, you notice that? Because men aren't important. Men don't mean nothing, man. If I was on that boat, I would have got to that damn dock, that damn life raft. Because I ain't about to sit here knowing I'm going to die and watch y'all just float off. We would have been fighting. A lot of men say this because there's no understanding and legacy. Your children are your legacy. That is your future self. Your wives are who's going to nurture them. Without your child, without your wife, your child will have no food. When it comes to a situation like that, you are more expendable than she is, unfortunately. So for your tribe to survive, you as the man would say, baby, go on without me. Go on without me. These movies, right? This is because we were more connected internally. We know what's right and wrong, truly, truly. We know we're supposed to lay our life down for our significant wife, for our significant others. But if you deploy toxic rhetoric into a community long enough, you will confuse people. And they do this stuff with animals and everything, guys. They change how they live. They disrupt their environment. And you can see these animals adapt and start living in different ways. And the way they start living in would be best for survival in the condition that was just created. So we are living according to the matrix we live in. Does that make sense? We're living according to the matrix that we live in. So we are moving in a way that's best to navigate that world. But this ain't a natural world. Men are supposed to protect women, absolutely. Go on without me. That's my child. That's their mother. Animals get this. Look at the spider, family. The spider has to give its life just for the opportunity to breed, because the female spider is going to unalive him and consume him for nutrients just to build the babies, man. Sucks to be a spider, right? But for that male spider to get into the future, a life sacrifice must be done. Peace to you, the occult of Brother Divine. Today, y'all gonna get a little esoteric wisdom. You're gonna get a little bit of universal understanding, because I believe if you have that, it helps you to feel a little better through life. But I think you guys understand me when I say women deserve special treatment on a normal everyday interaction, right? From that standpoint, absolutely. You are stronger than a woman. You absolutely should make sure you got her. But think about this. That also means that men deserve special treatment biologically. But how so, right? Well, men help women when things are too strong for women, right? In an active way. Well, not necessarily, you would say, because women can pump their own gas, right? That's not too heavy for her to lift. So why do men do that? Who could tell me that, family? Does it make any logical sense why in our culture we say a man should pump a woman's gas? I want you guys to really think on this and give me the logical reason, because people think it's just because she's a woman, and what that does is it creates an entitlement in women and an inaccountability in women. Could you please explain why this is to be done? Because if she doesn't understand it, she'll think you're just doing it because she's special, meaning more special than you, which is crazy because she's not. No one is more special. We are a piece of the puzzle. And that when we come together, it's divine, it's harmony, and that's why we create life. I ain't gonna take up no space. Do your thing, Kev. Peace to your ODC, Robo. Chivalry, Joanne Jahi said, that's what you call it. You call it chivalry. Okay? I'm gonna tell you why. While the gas pump can be opened easily by the woman, some of them don't even have a opener. It's just a button you push and it automatically opens. Some of them don't have a twist off cap, which can sometimes be hard to remove. It's just a little top cap on it. So why would a man still pump her gas even though she's clearly strong enough to do it? Because when she's standing outside that vehicle, family, she is more vulnerable than you, and you are her protector. So she gets in the car. This is why you put her in the car first and close the door first, so no one can take her. No one can harm her. She's weaker than you. But this ain't just because she's special. When you're trying to protect your family, the one who's the strongest should be the protector. The one who's most durable should be the protector. That becomes his duty. He's not doing it because you're a woman. And if you think that, you'll become entitled to say, well, I'm a lady, you should. And you're thinking you're better than him, and he's supposed to be like a dog to you. That's crazy, y'all. We're not here to serve. We're here to protect. If you don't see it that way, you're never going to truly have a respect for what men do for you. We don't have to walk. When we pumping that gas for you, we're not just doing something that you can do. Well, I can do that myself, right? But if someone walked up on me and tried to hurt or rob me when I was pumping that gas, could you have defended that man off of you like I could have? When I put you in the car first, if someone would have came up and tried me, could you have been the one to fight them off? So I know I'm doing something for you, but because it's not a worst case scenario and you don't see the sacrifice I'm making, don't reduce it, sweetheart. You got to understand why I'm doing things, and then you'll have more value and respect that I'm laying my life down for you with each and every one of these gestures that you think is just something you do for a lady. Day one, if I take you out on a date, I'm going to open that door for you because I've already said, if you're with me, my life on the line for you. And that is a huge, huge mantle to take on for a man. You don't even know this girl. You just like her. If you take her out and something go down, you got to be the one to have her back. Otherwise, no father will want their daughter out with you, man. So is there a form of special treatment? Absolutely. And most of you guys, if you were raised by any real men or by your fathers or uncles or anything, they showed you this world. And I think that that's what's shattering when you see a man snap on a woman. Because now we got to get into the other side. Well, before we get over there, I want to talk about the interactions to a man. Because a man is much stronger than a woman, he's going to do a lot of those different things, right? That falls under protection and strength, right? Provisions. Well, women, because you are more spiritual, more soft, more emotional than men, How would you benefit in this scenario? If he's going to use his strength to protect you physically, you would use your emotion and spiritual being to nurture him spiritually. You would be his fuel to his machine, to his engine, right? So if you ladies don't understand, your softness, your charm, your walk, your sway is like inspiration to a man. Your beauty is like inspiration to a man. Your curves are like inspiration to a man. But that pleasant attitude, that pleasant character, that is like engine fuel to a man. He will move mountains for a sweet, kind woman. This is why they say the damsel in distress can trick a man off the damn streets. Because she's coming with sincerity. Can you help me, please? And she's crying and vulnerable. A man be like, who hurt you, where, when, and why? And it's instinctual. We can't even help it. This is why I say, ladies, don't take advantage of that. Stop using God's protection over you, which is instilled in every man's DNA, to destroy men. Stop lying to them and gassing them up on something that never happened. And they're thinking they're protecting you, but really you're just using them to fight. Nasty work. Ladies, you a cook for your man. That's a form of nurturing. You know, women actually see better in terms of color than men. So whenever we were hunting and gathering, you guys were much more efficient at that than men were, because you see more ranges of color than men. You also see better around you too, more of your surroundings, where men see better in the distance. So searching for healthy fruits and vegetables and things like that, you guys were better at doing that. So it wasn't women, you go pick up a plant because you smaller than me. No, you're better at it. So I don't want just be in no kitchen for no man. Okay, but okay, we good? Y'all hear me? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Absolutely right. Are y'all hear me? Grown woman status says, oh, he's talking to Retta. What Retta say? Dawn says, speak. Thanks, sis. Said, them hoes on the other side is not pretty or beautiful. Oh, you talking about some old other stuff. Okay, we're not going to go there. Not today. That was yesterday. All right, so anyway, what I was saying was, yeah, you're gonna nurture him back to you're gonna nurture him. So he goes out. He I think I was talking about hunting and gathering, right? And while we're not making you guys do this because we're stronger than you guys or you're weaker than us, it's the roles we take on to survive, right? And so there are things that we do for you. There are things that you guys do for us, and I guess you can call that special treatment. But it's just the interactions between man and woman. Now, when it comes to heated exchanges, okay? Toxic encounters, chaotic moments. Do women deserve special treatment? Now we're gonna do this again, 1 or 2. 1 is women do deserve special treatment. 2, they do not deserve special treatment, okay? Let's go, guys. We're talking about toxic interactions, chaotic encounters, whole 9 yards. The back and forth, the tango. Simone Whitaker says 2. Women do not deserve special treatment, even in a heated exchange. Sticking to my 2, okay, dream girl, depends on the situation. Johnny, I'd like for you to specify that. Don't just say that, because depends on the situation, but then it ain't say nothing. Beverly says 2. Lolita Kendall says, this is good stuff. Thank you so much, Lolita. Dropping a super chat. Let me heart that. Wisdom Kwaku Agbo says 1. Okay, grown woman status says, it depends. Can I have an example? You want the example first. Okay. We don't deserve special treatment. Example. Woman calls a man out of his name, insults a man. A man insults the woman back, calls her back out of her name. Is the man wrong? If yes, the woman deserves special treatment. Is the woman wrong? If you get what I'm saying? No, he's not wrong. Are both wrong? Is the woman wrong? Is the man wrong? Is both wrong? You have three options here: man, woman, or both. Woman cusses man out, insults him. Man cusses woman back out, insults her. Who's wrong? Man, woman, or both? Both wrong. Both are wrong. Lacey says both are wrong. Okay. Bullseye says both are wrong. Dreamy says both are wrong. Okay. Thank you. Queen's Quarter. Okay. I thought she says thank you, Lolita. Okay. Man is wrong. Okay, Christopher. Retta says, I'm sorry, D-Ham is picking up Retta. Okay. Both. Veronica says both. Grown Woman Status says both. Hazel says both. Every situation is different. What about history? How did they both get there? That's true too. We are men. We need to learn not to react. So I'm going to try to make this a little bit more simple, okay? Because based on what you guys are saying, it's kind of got my wheels turning. When let's see, the commenter said, you have to understand how we got here. That was okay, Shan. Shout out to you, Shan. That's a very good response. Every situation is different. What about the history of it, how you got here? That could change everything, because now we'd have to account for the emotions that the first person is feeling when they cuss the first person out. And then we have to go into it with those feelings justified and stuff like that. We merely just have to keep it with how you treat people, right? So if I curse you out first, I call you out of your name first. Let's say it's for no reason at all. I ain't bothering you. I don't even know you. And here you are talking about me, disrespecting me, right? And I cuss you back out and give you what you gave me. Is the man wrong? Is the woman wrong? Or is both wrong? Women, she motions, and men have he motions. I like that. The emotions are the same, but the delivery can be different. Powerful concept, bull's eye. And it's unraveling as we speak. Let's see, if someone calls you out for a reason, you shouldn't be there. LOL. Well, the woman is wrong. Okay. Because she started it, right? I imagine. Responding with similar aggression is not a healthy way to resolve conflict. You're absolutely correct, Dream Girl. It's not healthy at all. No, a woman would never put herself in a position to be disrespected. That is called a platitude. Women should not put themselves in positions to be disrespected, but if they do that, they are still a woman. So, unfortunately, it's true. Women do put themselves in places to be disrespected. But I know you're saying that's not the character of a lady. I know that's what you're saying. But I just try to like to bring a little clarity to stuff, okay? Because we like to create platitudes. A real woman wouldn't do this. A real man wouldn't do this. And we're exempting the fact that men are doing this, right? And they're all men. So we can't say, well, if you do this, you're a real one. And if you don't do it, you're not a real one. When they both, biologically speaking, hormonally speaking, are men. That's crazy. What they do contributes the same problems to our world. We have to hold them both accountable, right? Real man, real woman, fake woman. Nope. You're gonna act right. You're gonna act right, or you're gonna have to move around, or I'm gonna move you around, right? Provoking is just as toxic as escalating the situation. I would add that it is more toxic than escalating the situation. There's nobody bothering you. You're going out of your way to bother someone else. At least the other person has emotions that you created inside of them, or that they created inside of them when you bothered them. You guys remember in the Bible when the children were insulting the priest or a prophet? Hey, Baldy. Hey, Baldy. Your hairline on somebody else's head. I can see your thoughts. You guys remember the story in the Bible? I know D-Ham knows this scripture. Children called this preacher, this prophet, Baldy. And the prophet called bears out of the woods. And the bears ripped the children to shreds. The action, what happened to those children, was not parallel at all to what they did. But the moral of this parable is leave people alone. The results of the things that you do, the consequences to your actions could be far greater than the thing you did. There's a video right now going viral where this guy is in a domestic violence situation with his girl. She's locked him outside, and he goes around to the window to try to break in. He punches the window all the way through the window, and instead of punching straight like this, he punches like with a hook. And he came into the side, he went through the window, but as his arm is coming like this, the window dug right into his arm. Bah! And you could hear the glass bounce off his bone. He came off and looked at his arm, whole arm split all across here. And he starts screaming, "Oh my God, Amy, call the cops. Please call the cops." Punching a window, ended up with your arm about cut off and possibly lost his life. Not parallel at all, but consequences. Your actions have consequences. And based on what you do, the consequences could become great. I was saying the other day, if I cross the street without looking both ways, I could lose my life, y'all. That ain't a parallel consequence at all. But you have to make right decisions. For most other animals, guys, choices come with greater risk than that. An ant can't even leave its mound without looking up and around and underneath. One bad decision and it's a wrap. I'm trying to teach y'all universal consequences, not the fake, fictitious stuff we was brought up on. In the real world, family, this stuff doesn't exist. And when you raise your children up, if you don't teach them about the real world, there's going to be room for imbalance. And that's what's creating the world we live in. So I got a son and a daughter, right? How do I raise them raise them the right way if I teach my son to believe he should never respond to a woman, no matter what she does to him, he shouldn't respond because she's a woman. And I don't teach my daughter not to treat men badly or not to disrespect men. What type of world are we going to create? Because if you're saying that a man should never respond like that to a woman, he should never disrespect a woman, even when disrespected, inadvertently what you're saying is men should be disrespected by women and do nothing. So you raise men up to protect themselves. If they're going to protect you, they must first learn to protect themselves. That's the first step of protection. If you can't fight for yourself, how can you fight for somebody else? If you can't protect yourself as a man, how are you going to bring a woman into your life and say, I can protect you? They try and clown me for having a peacock on my head, right? But that's what the peacock represents. In the Ganesha or in the Bhagavad Gita, the Hinduist religion, I'm not Hinduist at all, but I studied them. I studied many religions, but the Hindu religion stood out to me more, okay? And Ganesha, a god from the Hindu Bible, which is called the Bhagavad Gita, is my favorite god of all the gods in the whole world that I've ever studied, and I've studied a lot of them, okay? Ganesha is my favorite god. He's an elephant. That's why you see this elephant on my arm. Ganesha is an elephant, and he always has a peacock with him. If you ever type in Ganesha, Ganesha, he always has a peacock with him, okay? This is all spiritually symbolic. I won't get into all of that, but obviously I have the peacock on my crown. The peacock sunburst represents enlightenment, okay? So when its feathers spread wide, this represents enlightenment, and that's why you see me with it on my crown. But the peacock bird, its mentality, people believe it shows its feathers to show its beauty. That the male peacock, see, the male peacock is who had those big old beautiful feathers. The female peafowl does not have all those big beautiful feathers, right? So because the male peacock has those, let me just say this, like I said a while ago, they think that peacocks are trying to show off their beautiful feathers. But the fact is, those feathers make it more difficult for a peacock to survive, okay? Difficult for them to fly, more difficult for them to run and escape predators. So when a male peacock makes it to adulthood, they mostly get eaten before they reach adulthood. If they ever reach adulthood and they reach the age to breed, what they're going to do is show you their feathers, because they want the female peacock to understand, even with these big feathers, I have escaped danger. I have fended for myself. I have found food. I can protect you and our children if you give me an opportunity. And he shows his feathers and does his dance. We live in a world where we solely base life off aesthetics. What does something look like? So if we see animals interacting like that, we think that's what they're thinking, but they're not thinking, oh, wow, look at those beautiful feathers. Right, that's how they attract mates. Now, them on the other side, they're so childish. They say, that man with that peacock on his head. To them, a peacock is feminine. I guess if I'd have had an eagle on my head, they would have been better with that one. They're really homophobic, or it's something crazy about them. Even animals to them are put in categories of gay and straight. So I got a peacock on my head, so that's gay. If I would have had a lion on my head, I would have been straight. But if a peacock's on my head, that's gay. I really believe only gay people come up with shit like that. He is the remover of obstacles, right, Rakita? Okay. Absolutely. He is the most prayed to God in all of India, y'all. He's the remover of obstacles. You're absolutely right. So no intellect having ass. That's crazy. And why they care about my tattoos is weird. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what tattoos they have. But anyway, guys, I was working my way to somewhere. I told you guys about the peacock. I'm telling you guys about human interaction. So you're raising your daughters, right? And in this dynamic with a male and female, you're telling your sons, don't ever disrespect a woman, but you're not teaching your daughters, don't ever disrespect a man. Again, room for imbalance here, room for inaccountability, because now you will grow to adulthood and women will believe that because they are supposed to be respected, that they can disrespect and still be respected. But the universe, family, these are human fantastical rules. Somebody said, what if your daughter was called a black bee or nappy headed? What if your wives were? I wouldn't like it. You're right. I would hate it. But I didn't create the world. And this is why I would say to my daughters, don't disrespect men. If they say something to you, don't even respond, sweetheart. It only escalates the situation and you stand at a disadvantage if it goes to physical. You should never respond back to no dude. If he got energy that you can tell is aggressive, let him have it. Just, you got it. Why contend with a man? If you can see that he doesn't have the boundaries and the respect to hold back and see you as a lady, let him talk. Let him have it. Because you can't beat him up. It's stupid. If you was in nature and there's nobody to protect you, you'd have to leave that man alone. So don't disrespect God in nature and say, well, I got other avenues I can use. It's other men over there that'll protect me. I can go online. I can call the cops. I'm going to start something with this man. You are blasphemous to God. That's not how that goes. The universe is the greatest teacher. Study the universe and don't listen to men because they will skew your line of thinking. I'm telling you, nowhere in the universe can you go mess with a being and it is not allowed to protect itself. Snakes have venom for a reason. Chickens will beak you. Anytime on National Geographic, they begin to talk about an animal, they always talk about its defense mechanisms. Does it camouflage? Does it claw? Does it bite? Does it spit? Does it poke? The porcupine has needles. The blowfish swells up. Every animal in nature has the ability to protect itself. Or you're just susceptible to anybody. So if you teach any being that they have to be that way, you're teaching them to be ungodly. Even God has wrath. This is not to justify negative behavior. But human beings created the idea and concepts of right and wrong. Animals just survive. If a male lion goes up to a lion and its den, another male lion and its den, okay? It's pride. And he wants to take that lion's pride. That other lion has no police that he can call. This lion is over my house trying to take my wives and my children. He trying to eliminate me. Can y'all come and help? All of a sudden, you see the lion police pull up and shit. Arrest the lion. No, you better learn how to fight, or that lion is gonna end you, take your women, and destroy your children, and create more children with her. That's what's gonna happen. Don't be laughing, Dream Girl. I do that stuff because I'm trying to give you a visual. You got to be able to fight. You got to be able to protect yourself. So when animals are learning to hunt, they're learning to defend. This is everywhere you go. Some animals are born already knowing how to hide, what to run from, because all this is put into its DNA, because its life is going to be way harsh than that of someone born in a safe place, right? Right, the lion police, right? You're on your own in the real world, in the real world. But in this machine world, we think that we can use all these different avenues, and that's not right. You're actually on your own, period. You actually are on your own, period. So never should you believe that you can go give a being negative energy and they're not supposed to give it back to you. If we taught that, people would have no accountability, family. Now, I'm going to show you the problem with that. I mentioned Harriet Tubman yesterday, right? And since then, the internet has been in a frenzy, okay? Because I called someone Harriet Tubman. And so they've been equating that to a slavery slur. Well, I want to correct my words. I didn't mean to say Harriet Tubman, okay? I meant to say Tarriet Hubman, okay? So I got a little tongue-tied, okay? A lot of that's been going around lately, okay? So I meant to say Tarriet Hubman. And when I said go back to the Underground Railroad, another mistake, another tongue twist. I meant to say Underrail Ground Road, okay? These are two totally different people. Tarriet Hubman is someone different than Harriet Tubman, okay? Tarriet Hubman, okay, for those of you who don't know history, okay, she was this evil, wicked witch, okay, who deceived people, and she pied piped them all the way to the Underrail Ground Road, where they would enslave these people and hold them hostage to their own emotions and propaganda that she would create. Tarriet Hubman was the most vicious witch this side the Mississippi. That mistake, simple mistake, that simple mistake, I'm afraid, family, has created a lot of negative emotions in people. So I just want to make that correction before I continue, okay? To the person that I called Harriet Tubman, I made a mistake. I meant Tarriet Hubman, okay? Look her up. Underrail Ground Road, okay? You know, I think for men, yo, it's rough on us, boy. Because we supposed to take all the bullshit, right? And somehow keep in the back of our mind, you a man. You taught to stand up for yourself. You taught to fight and defend yourself as a man. Unless it's a woman. Men are not taught to cry. We're taught to stand strong. There's still energy, though, that's in us. We can't get rid of it by crying, so that energy still builds up. So how do we release it? Typically, it's through loud outbursts, violent behavior, because we don't get to cry. We'll be lame would be cornballs for crying. So often when we are hurting, we yell. Y'all see that as disrespect. You just hear the word. You don't think about the emotion that the man is feeling. This creates the idea that he's being disrespectful, where really that's a cry out in pain. Leave me the fuck alone, talking to a woman, right? What is he supposed to do? Cry? Why are you bothering me? Like, won't you leave me alone, calling me names? He feels like crying. He feels like crying. That wasn't what he was raised to do, though. So now his natural instinct, due to how he's been raised and conditioned, is to cuss you out or do something that would use his physical energy. Stand up on you, yell at you. And now you're verbally abused. Guys, we got to teach our people better than that. We got to teach our people better than that. I love my daughter. I love my son. And I think it's sad that if you give some people the opportunity to create the world and how it should go, their sons would be doomed. They would completely rewrite the universe to where their sons get treated like slaves, having no value, no consideration, property, deemed to be seen however you paint them. Are they human? It's up to them to say so, right? What they gonna call us based on our ethnicity, demographic, it's up to them to call us, right? Are you African American? Are you this? You that? Are you? Yeah, it's up to them to call us, right? We're property. You know, speaking of slavery, slaves were property. They didn't even have animal rights, even though they were seen as animals. If your dog bites you right now, you cannot take him in the back and put him down. Animal rights. But back then, if you ain't like your slave, you could take him back there and put him down. He was no more worth a chair in the eyes of the government. He was just property. Just like if you want to, you could throw your chair out your window right now. It could break on the ground. There's nothing anybody could do because you own that chair. And don't throw your chair out of your apartment complex because the same may not be true. I'm saying specifically on your property, okay? That's how we were saw. The slave owner would beat us down, spit on us, talk down to us, strip us of our children. And sometimes it get to a point where we just couldn't take no more. And we say something smart. Have a look that looked like disrespect. Guess what they do to us? Flog and feather us, buck break us, tar, drag us by horses, hang us from trees. They beat us, talked down to us, subjected us to cruelty that they don't even talk about today, made furniture out of our skin and hair. And if we snap back, today it's a very similar world. A lot of women believe that they can mistreat a man, talk to him any kind of way. A human being now, a male human being. Talk down on him, and if he says something back, they are the judge, jury, and executioner in deeming that man no longer worthy of a good title. He's a bad man, he's an abuser. He should be put down. Guys, if you take your dog And I have never tried to pretend that humans are any more valuable than dogs. We're all animals. We're all beings. Nothing's more valuable than each other in the life, in the universal life, okay? Your next life, you may be a damn dog, so take it easy. But you're treated less than a dog. Because if I had my dog, I got a Belgian Malinois outside. If I poke my dog, beat my dog, and he bites me, I can take him to the damn dog pound and have him euthanized. And I can say, it's because he bit me. Peace to you, Chronicles, the Connection TC Chronicles. What's up with you? I can beat my dog and beat him, right? As soon as he bites me back, I can take him and have him euthanized and say it's because he was a bad dog. He turned on me. And you would literally feel like, I can't believe you bit me. As if the dog was supposed to just let you beat him. He don't speak English. Why would he just sit there? Nobody would do that. You wouldn't sit there and let somebody just beat on you. So guys, you really want both parties to understand. Treat people with respect and respect will be given. And this is why the scripture says, treat others how you would like to be treated. That's your request to the universe. The way you treat people is how you're saying you want to be treated. I keep telling you guys, you don't pray with your tongue. You pray with your actions. You pray by your doing. If I want TC to be nice to me, I got to be nice to her. It'd be crazy for me to say, okay, I want the Chronicles, I want TC Chronicles to be nice to me. And then I go be mean to her. That's not what I'm not going to get nice from that. That's crazy. We don't even know simple things like on and off buttons. Shit say on clear as day. Shit say off clean as day. You want the light to come on, you wouldn't hit the off button. And then you mad at the light. Yo, if I'm not nice to you, I honestly shouldn't expect you to be nice to me. If you hit me, you should expect a fight. If I hit you, I expect you to hit me back. I'm not going to be alarmed. In fact, you better hit me back because another one coming. I'm not a one-hitter person. If we ever in a situation and I throw one of these things your way, another one's following up. If you don't hit back, you're going to be beat to a pulp. I suggest you fight for yourself. I ain't never hit nobody once. I'm dead serious, guys. If somebody hits you, if you hit somebody, expect a fight. No, not even a hit back. Expect a fight. Because if I hit you first and you hit me back, it's not over. I'm still hitting you again. So expect a fight. We all humans. Every one of us got some fight in us. Every last one of us. And here's my thing, guys. You have not truly saw this concept and accepted that you are the I am. You are the good, the bad, and the ugly, and everything else in between. The moment you start thinking my negative responses are evil and my good ones, my positive ones are good, holy, you've misunderstood the universe, family. The lion's bite is just as important as when it's feeding its young. If a lion said, I ain't gonna hunt no animals, I don't want to hurt nobody, you'll starve to death. If the gazelle said, I ain't gonna hurt nobody, that lion's gonna come and eat you then. You better learn how to kick. You better learn how to kick. Because when the lion comes, that's the only defense mechanism you got. So I think that we kind of get blinded a little bit when we say, well, he's talking that way to a black woman or to a woman. How was the woman talking to him? How does that man treat women when they're respectful to him? How does that man treat people in general when they're respectful to him? Because if you believe that any man don't have any fight in them, you crazy. For many of you guys who are religious, did you know Jesus had some fight in him? Jesus wasn't no punk. There's several encounters in the Bible where Jesus went off on somebody, y'all. Give you one. Jesus was on his way to a temple, okay? It was on his way to it was a festival about to take place. And he was with his, his brothers, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. He came across gosh, D-Ham on here, he came across a tree, right? And this tree had figs on it, okay? Came across a fig tree, all right? And so when he came to the fig tree, he was hungry, and he expected the tree to have fruit, and it didn't. Now, the Bible is clear. The tree was not in its season, so it shouldn't have had fruit. But Jesus was hungry, and Jesus got emotional about that, and he cursed that tree, and the tree withered, did not bear any more fruit. Never again will you bear fruit from this day forward. This is an example of Jesus getting upset. Okay, he killed that whole tree. The next year, the Bible don't say this, but the next year, another traveler was coming across, and he was expecting that tree to be there, and it wasn't. He died right there where that tree was too. Joking. But Jesus cursed that fig tree because it didn't have the fruit. Later, he went on to the church, and he found out that they were playing around with the tithe, okay? Instead of using it for the poor, they were gambling it off. Jesus got mad, went off on the whole place, so much to the point to where he turned the place upside down, literally. He literally started flipping tables over, yelling at all of them, right? And y'all would say, this is Jesus. He shouldn't act like that. He's the one who's supposed to be, you know the character Jesus. Now, Christopher, we have an understanding that most don't. But I'm sure you know who this character is, sir. Come on. This ain't for that. This ain't the time. God gets angry. Even God gets angry. But I want to get to this point, and then I'm going to end. Does it make a man wrong if he cusses a woman back out? The answer is yes, because you shouldn't cuss people out. But when you see me do something that you think is wrong, I have made the decision to do that because I feel it must be done. And I have made the decision to sacrifice a bit of my character. So you can live your life as a monk and say, I'm not going to hurt anything or anybody. But if some animal starts attacking you, you're going to have a choice to make. It's going to conflict with your principles. What are you going to do? If you're starving and there's no plants around, you could go hunt. Now, you've already deemed, monk, that you weren't going to eat any animals, any life. But now you see that there's nothing around in the plant category to eat. What are you going to do? Are you going to die of starvation because you vowed not to eat food and you've put that into a moral category? Because responding to negativity with negativity is not immoral, but it does make situations worse. So you should try and evolve from doing that. But don't get it twisted. Did you know that? You know how they say that sin? Some people say sin is not doing what God wants you to do. I say sin is that which takes you from your destiny, right? It could be a sin to not stand up for yourself, to allow someone to do whatever to you, say whatever to you, treat you any kind of way. I would say that's a sin. It breaks down your self-esteem. It breaks down your self-value. It has to be a sin. Because if you did not let that person treat you that way, your self-esteem and value wouldn't be broke down as a result. So sometimes you have to stand up for yourself or society will call you a coward. Now, we have this thing where if you stand up for yourself too quickly, you have a short fuse, you're a loose cannon, and you are overreactive. But if you let people bully you too much, then you become a coward, a yellow belly, a punk, someone who lets people run over you. And there is a line there. You don't want to be somebody who Everything looks like a nail, so I'm going to hit it like a hammer, right? Every situation must be thought out, with your survival being the #1 priority. Your children's survival, and this is why I believe the commenter who made this gave these beautiful points when they mentioned, what about your daughter? What about your wives? Because every time you cuss somebody out, you're cussing out someone's daughter or son, somebody's wife or husband. Treating people like you want to be treated goes farther than just me and this person, right? What if while I'm cussing this black woman out, someone at the same time was cussing my black daughter out? I would think twice before I cussed her out, right? Like the song says, who's making love to your old lady while you were at home making love to someone else, right? While you were out making love. So were you right or were you wrong? Okay, so no one can escape accountability, not even God. God created Lucifer and is still dealing with him to this day. No one can escape accountability. And based on that, I'm wrong. Because my morals do not allow for me to behave that way. So even though she was wrong, I still am wrong. Now, am I morally wrong? No. But I'm wrong according to how I want my character to be presented. So while people may say, well, you called a woman that, you didn't have to say that back, you were mad. I don't feel bad for any of those reasons, guys. That lady been bothering me forever. Where I would normally feel bad for those reasons, I don't anymore. Just like I would feel bad for punching some man in the face. But if he bothered me first, I'm not gonna feel bad for that, okay? Anytime I've ever been in a fist fight and I hit that dude back, or even if I hit him first, it was because he was saying something to me, I've never felt bad for that. Because I ain't gonna say they deserved it, but they did. They was asking for it, really. You know, and it's fight worthy if I'm fighting. I wasn't just hitting people for no reason. So I don't feel morally wrong at all. You see what I'm saying? But according to how I carry myself, the person that I want to be, absolutely it's wrong. So the lady is the devil in many ways. And I do think it's amazing how people can look past the character of a person and still see them as a victim, but they can't look past the character of another person and still see them as a victim. I just find it ironic that in a saga where a lot of people have a lot of what they call the evil eye, which means the skeptical eye, held up at my brother. He hasn't said some things right. He hasn't done some things to their liking, to their agreement. So they have like a side eye, many of them, to who his character is overall and the man that they were protecting overall. Who is this guy? Do I like the person? While you should definitely you have a right to feel how you feel about his behaviors or all that stuff you have a right to. But in the same saga, there's a woman in Amora who's 10 times worse than anybody else in it, right? The next person to her, as far as toxicity, is 10 times better than her, nicer than her, kinder than her, okay? She's clearly the top dog when it comes to that, okay? Those same people who look at Robert and say, well, he didn't do this right and do that right and say that right, so I don't like him. Amora did all of those same things and they still love her. So I think it shows girls are just different when it comes to girls. Because I don't see men doing that, but I do see a lot of women who say, I don't really like Robert because he done this and that. But Amora done 10 times worse than Robert has. But they still like Amora. Or they don't even mention what Amora did to Robert. They'll say, Robert called Amora a bunch of bitches. And I don't hear them say, Amora called Robert a bunch of bitches. That was wrong. So it shows that women have a little bit of a woman code, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I think women are quicker to look over a woman's transgressions and still see her as a lady, as a woman who could have redeeming qualities, as opposed to a man. And I don't know if it's necessarily gender bias or man hate, because I think it could come from the fact that men are more dangerous than women. And a woman doesn't feel, afraid or intimidated by another woman. So a woman with bad behavior and a bad attitude, I think she can deal with more. Where a man that displays some of those same qualities to her is like, that's a little bit scarier, as it can, be more damaging to her, right? A man with a temper for a woman is a whole lot worse than a woman with a temper, right? And I think that's true for men too. And this is why I'm gonna get to the next subject, and then I'm gonna be honestly completely done. Physically, do women deserve special treatment? And before we even let that one linger, absolutely. Even if she hits a man, she deserves special treatment. And I know a lot of men say, well, if she hits, she can get hit back. Because of the size dynamic between men and women, men should not treat women as a peer when it comes to physical encounters. That is nasty work. That's like fighting a 12-year-old boy with your full strength as a man, because women do not reach a physical strength much stronger than that of a 12-year-old boy. So even if she hits you first, hitting her back with equal strength is ridiculously crazy. Ridiculous. Women are stronger than you. Women are weaker than you in strength. Bones more brittle than yours, so she's not as durable. Her hitting you could actually break her bones. That's how much stronger your bone density is to hers, okay? She could hit you, break her own hand, hurt her own hand. Oftentimes, woman hitting a man, she end up walking off hurt with her hand hurt from hitting that very man, right? So there isn't the same level of despair when a woman is attacking a man. You understand? Men don't feel the same level of despair when they're being attacked by a woman, because that woman is smaller than them. So even though she's bringing him physical energy, he doesn't feel like his life is on the line. His body doesn't tell him that. His DNA doesn't tell him that. It's more like, will you chill, relax, stop, stop. Most men, when a woman gets like that, he becomes more calm, not more riled up, because she's not a threat, frankly. Do you understand? So while the behavior is toxic and you should get rid of her all the same if she's doing that, you shouldn't treat it as parallel simply because she hits you first, okay? You should get rid of her because she's creating a dangerous situation for you. If you were to hit her back, her brothers, sisters, family members, dad, uncles, the police, anybody gonna be on your ass. And she would put you in that situation by hitting you. Get rid of her. Get rid of her. If your wife punches you because you called her daughter a manipulator because she was, get rid of her. Because if you would have hit her, she would have called the police on you. And if you would have hit her back, she would have called her daddy, her brother, somebody on you. If you hit me, I'm leaving your ass. No, I ain't hitting you back, but I'm leaving you. You getting on. Don't hit me. Keep your hands off of me, yo. That's crazy. I'm supposed to be protecting you and you think you can beat on me? You got the game messed up. I'm here to protect you. Why on earth would you think you could put your hands on me? I'm your protector. Don't you treat me like I'm yours to beat on, like I'm your child, and then tell me to be your protector when it works in your favor. Hell no. If I'm going to protect you with my life and stand up for you, then you're not going to stand up to me. Are you crazy? And I will never stand up to you because you're my wife. You're not my child. You're somebody who I honor. I would never use my strength against you, but you're not going to use your weakness against me. No, we're not. You are not going to terrorize me and use the fact that you're weaker than me to get away with it. Hell no, you're not going to be the bully, and neither am I. And ladies, don't be with a man who can't rule without that. He shouldn't have to raise his voice and scream on you and punk you in order to get you to act right or whatever the case may be. So you don't do the tit for tat thing when it comes to hitting. You got to get rid of her, yo. And ladies, you already know what to do if a man hits you. That's a wrap. You cannot stand for that. No way, no way. You got to protect yourself. And once it's done, he has let you know that the option is there. And even if he didn't mean to, even if he is sorry, the fact that he's already done it is indication that he has low self-control, and it can likely happen again. And all it takes is to be hit one good time by a man, so don't even play with it, okay? Right, Kevin, nothing should be physical or degrading. You're absolutely right. The moment you begin to start hurting somebody to try to get them to do what you want, that becomes abuse. whether it's with your mouth or with your hands. You can't try and control people with your words, family. That's like when Amora told me, you need to go somewhere and worry about your son, when all I did was give an opinion on my brother and his relationship. Nothing about Amora at all. That was an attempt to abuse me, to control me. If I don't want to hear somebody say something mean about my son, shut the fuck up. Because I'm going to say it. And in their mind, they can't be hit. It can't get physical. So they're going to take advantage of that. And they're going to abuse you. And I think that's sad. Often, man, when you put somebody in a situation like that, they're going to fight. You're asking for it. Who do you think you are? But see, in life, these things reveal yourself. Your character reveals itself in each thing that you're going through. And if you're using tactics like that, it speaks to who you are as a person. And it speaks to the type of encounters you're going to have with most people in your life, because most people are not going for that. So anyway, I know a lot of people feel a way about my encounter yesterday with, I call her TJ now for Toe Jam, because she's always putting her foot in her mouth. I call her TJ now. And I know that a lot of people are upset with my encounter with TJ, Mr. Tarriet Hubman. Handsome, Mr. Handsome, I call him Handsome. But that encounter was solely based on her character, her interaction, and the way that she treats me. If anything I said to her offends you personally, I truly do apologize, because I do not think any less of women who are dark-skinned or any less of women regardless of her hair texture. All women are beautiful. All men are beautiful. We're all beautiful people. Until you start running that damn mouth. Then I'm going to find something wrong with you. Yep. Now I have nothing but now I have something mean to say, and you did it. You caused it. Yep. Didn't have nothing mean to say until you said all that shit to me. Now I got something mean to say. Notice, guys, I never said anything about Jeannie. I told you guys I loved Jeannie. I thought she was amazing. But the more she start to talk shit, her eyes start to look closer together every time I see her. And now she looks like a South Park character. Google it. She looked like Who Killed Kenny. I used to love her voice. I used to love her voice, y'all. Regardless of how y'all think it sound, I thought it was so precious. People say, well, how you get on her voice and you got a son who could have a speech impediment? I would love him to death anyway, and we sit up and talk for hours. I'm not clowning her off any disability. But when you start running that mouth, I bet you money somebody gonna say something about how you talk. If my son, as cute as he may sound, start going around disrespecting people, somebody gonna call it voice out. That's just life, y'all. No, I'm not even joking. I thought Jenny was so adorable, but the more she talked now, it started to sound like she got a mouth full of baloney. I don't know why the food is baloney, but that's what it sounded like to me. Like she talking with a mouth full of baloney. You gonna finish chewing that baloney up and swallowing it before you start back running your damn mouth? Baloney mouth. And I think you guys did good with the nickname Thick Tongue, but I could make that a little better, okay? Now, you don't have to change the whole name. Just sometimes just changing a little bit about the name makes it better, okay? And you're going to notice it as soon as I say it, okay? So instead of calling her Thick Tongue, okay, what you do is when you call her the nickname, you want to put her dialect on it, okay? And that just adds a little to it, okay? So it's no longer Thick Tongue. It's Thick Thong. I know it don't sound like it makes sense, but trust me, she's gonna hate it, okay? So it's not Thick Tongue anymore. It's Thick Thong and TJ. Thick Thong and the TJ show, okay? King Thick Thong and TJ. Miss Toe Jam, put your foot in your mouth, Johnson. Terry, AKA Tarriet Hubman. Coming from the Underrail Ground Road, okay? Not thick thong, thick thong. Ain't it funnier? Put a one in the chat if that's funnier, y'all. Thick tongue or thick thong? That way, that'll be the only word that she can say right. So when she said, they call me thick thong, now we gave her one word that she could actually say. And she's not mispronouncing it. Okay? So thick thong, guys. Because y'all calling her a name she can't even pronounce, okay? She can't say thick tongue, okay? I heard somebody told me, she said, Kevin, you ain't even a challenge. I said, that sentence was. Saying the name Kevin is a challenge. Don't you tell me I'm not a challenge. I'll wipe the floor with you. The only way you can begin to compete is to say the most despicable, detestable things that can come to your mind. I can keep it simple and wipe the floor with them. At work cracking up. That thong, the thong, thong, thong. Girl, that mouth so scandalous. These other content creators can't handle it. And they can see that you vida loco. She got a tongue like a truck. Don't give a fuck. Never giving up. I think I'll sing it again. She had, baby, all night long. She'll go live all night long. Let me hear that thong. Baby, that thong, the thong, thong, thong. Now, somebody will say, Kevin, wrong for that. That's a girl. That's a girl he talking about. He's sassy. He going back and forth with a girl. And there'll be nothing said about those women who, when I didn't say a word about them, they made live after live after live, disrespecting me, my family dynamic, how I raised my children, how I walk, talk, fed into rumors that people were saying about me, spewed those same rumors as if they were true. Nobody says, I listen too. I be listening to, I might ear be to the streets. Somebody do something crazy like the way Jeannie cussed me out. You dick in the bully ass nigga. When she cussed me out that day, I had my ear to the streets, right? See if anybody say she wrong for that. Crickets. Amora, worry about your son. Crickets. Nobody got nothing to say. It's just the next day, everybody just talking like normal. Jeannie, Amora, cuss Robert out, talking about his mama, his daddy. He cussed them back out the next day. Robert disrespectful. Robert, you hear how he talked to them women? You hear how he was talking to them women? Nobody mentioned how they were talking to him. Now, as soon as I cuss one of them out, Kevin wrong. I just can't believe he talked to them like that. I think a lot of it is linked mostly to my character, how I carry myself, present myself. People don't expect that from me, so it hits a little bit harder. But a lot of it is linked just to the idea that they're women. And they believe that women should be able to terrorize and say things like that hurt people, break people's hearts. Some of the things that's been said to me, guys, hurt my feelings. That's why they got cussed out. The day the lady got on that panel, the day my son was born, and started saying he got a sick baby, that hurt my feelings. That's my child. He was just born. He was just fighting for his life. I don't know, I still didn't know at the time what was going to happen. And I'm going online to somebody saying he got a sick baby and it's his karma and he going to use that baby. That broke my heart. That hurt my feelings. So you damn right. It was fuck you and I cussed you out. So Kevin wrong. Kevin was hurt. Kevin's feelings was hurting. The day the lady got up there with my son, trying to debate on his sexuality, that hurt my feelings. So you're gonna get cussed out. Absolutely. It's gonna be some type of exchange with that. I have feelings, guys. Just like y'all do. These people are talking about people that I love more than anyone else in the world. Feelings get hurt. You get angry, you get furious. And now you're wrong for what you did when you felt that way. And people judge you by that. They don't even know how you was feeling. Sometimes I wish I could pull the feeling out of my chest and set that feeling in their chest. Now your son was just born. Now they're online with your son's pictures talking about how he look. What you gonna do about that, huh? How you feel? What you gonna do? What you gonna say? Sometimes I wish I could take my feelings out my chest and sit them in yours. So I'm wrong for cussing her out after she cussed my wives out. I love my wives. I don't want to hear them disrespected. My heart breaks for them when they hear themselves being disrespected. My duty is to honor them. My duty is to protect them. So I cuss somebody out for disrespecting them. Kevin wrong for that. Well, here, have it. Am I wrong for that? Nah, they deserve it. You know how I know you would say that? Because when somebody do something to you, they deserve it. I wish I could take the feelings out of my chest, put them in yours. Many of you guys have had your feelings ran all the way down through there too. People said things to you, hurt your feelings, broke your heart as well. Thank you so much, Latay. Indeed. As a man, you got to protect your village. Absolutely. People said things that hurt your feelings as well. And you reacted. Oh, now you're wrong. I expect more from you. You got friends cutting you off now because you responded back to somebody who was hurting you. I don't like how you did it. I don't like how you said it. I don't like something that you said when you were saying it. Something you said to her made me feel the sting, even though you weren't talking about me. As a woman, I'm offended to see you say it. As a person who respected you, I'm offended to see you say it. As a person who followed you, I'm offended to see you say it. Losses everywhere because of the reaction that I gave when I was feeling a horrible pain within my chest that would not be there had that person not said that shit to me. So what should happen when they talk about the people that you love, the people that died in your life, the people who are just born in your life? What should happen to them? Nothing, right? Because obviously if you're wrong for going off on their ass, then they shouldn't be going off on. Nothing should happen to them, right? You should just live with all of that negative energy they just put inside of you. Because if you do something about it, you're wrong. Let them create hell within you. You go cry in the car. Because you want to stay a good person, right? I'll knock you out and still be a good person. Leave me alone. I don't associate responses with morals. That's where you'll be fucking up when it comes to me. Because I'm the kindest person you'll meet. I'll love you with all my heart. I'll treat you right with dignity, respect. But if you try me, I'll beat the shit out of you and won't care about it at all. And that's men. Just who I am. I don't consider that morals, y'all. Morals is how you treat someone when they're being kind to you. Character is in how you respond to something. So I'll say I got a lot of development to do, but I feel blessed that I only have to worry about that if somebody put their hands on me. Keep your hands off of me. You don't have to worry about what you'll get if you put them on me. Do you understand? I endured so much abuse because that is what it is. Absolutely. From Nate, absolutely. But y'all supposed to just sit over there and endure it, right? And I think it's so funny how she's going around posting in her community board pictures of herself, acting like she ain't hurt. Somebody sent me a clip over today. Her voice sounds so shaky. She's pretending to be okay. Yeah, everything's great. You could tell I'm in her head. She don't even know how to be herself no more. She's off her motherfucking mojo. When she goes live, listen closely at how she talks. You can hear it in her voice. She's human too. And she likes to come out here like she's a monster. No, you're just an asshole. Grow the fuck up. Stop being childish before we all treat you exactly like I just did. Because truth be told, nobody's scared of you. And it's getting to the point to where nobody respects you, even though you are their elder. A lot of that worked in your favor at first. But bit by bit, the more people see you, the more they're losing respect for you. And they're not going to give a damn that you some old lady with grandkids, because you clowning old men and old women with grandchildren. You do all this victim blaming and act like women should be respected, but you target women yourself. Example, talking about my wives last night, but women should be respected. So even now, after hearing them two women who are claiming women should have respect, when you hear them bash women when they get disrespected, what are they saying? So if I get on them and they get on my wives, why would I think they believe women should be respected when they are bothering women? It sounds like they don't even believe that. Women should be respected. Well, I'm going to talk about your sister because you talked about me. But no, that's a woman. Nope. And guys, everything that I said yesterday happened. You know how I say she likes to point fingers and shift the judgment game away from her. When you talk about looks, that's why she talks about other people's looks. I heard her responding to people in the chat. I can't believe he called you black. And she go, his sister black. His mama black. Have he seen his brother? Have you seen? I said you're black. No. Them over. No, you. No, her. Huh? He black. What about him? No, you. She can't take it. She got to put it on somebody else. You're black. No. What about your sister? I didn't do that when you talked about me. When you said I had a narrow ass and skinny legs, I ain't say shit. I didn't say, what about your husband? What about your brother? What about your sister? I didn't shift the blame to nobody else. When you said I was ugly, I didn't post a picture and try to act like it didn't bother me. You're so bothered. Kevin don't want people to know he aging, y'all. Kev use filters because he don't want y'all to know he aging. They act like I'm going to bust out here. They act like I'm going to bust out here, man. Wish I could get this thing. Man, I can't get this thing to work right. Yeah, they act like I'm just gonna come out here and be some super duper old man, and I'm covering myself up under a youth filter or something. Yeah, narrow ass and skinny legs, yeah. Right, Jamie. Kevin getting finer and wider. Thank you. Yeah, I have two beautiful wives who keep me confident, man. I ain't tripping. Not a filter on here either, though. They be everywhere. They be everywhere when they're dealing with me. What you talking about filters for? I thought we was talking about like real morals. Shit I really did. They be over here just talking about my family dynamic, what I look like, my penis size. They're not like pulling up videos of me having bad behavior and really calling out things I'm doing. So you can see that they just want to not like me because I'm the truth's brother. They don't have anything character-wise to hold me accountable to. So they just come up with whatever they can, okay? Even when it comes to this saga, they can't say that I didn't give anything. Where they said Robert didn't come in it giving money, I did come into it giving money. I came in it giving money to all the creators, okay? Now, I ain't gonna say I gave it to all of them, but a lot of them I donated to. I supported, I was in the chats. They said, well, Robert wasn't in the chats. Kevin was. They still don't like me. So whatever behavior Robert doesn't do, he's wrong for it. And even if I do that exact same behavior, I'm not better for it. So it's Robert's horrible, Kevin's horrible. Today I heard somebody say they are all a begging family. Now, while everybody can ask for cash apps, one of us specifically has not, and that's me. So what do you mean all of them are beggars? I've never asked y'all for anything. I've never asked this saga to give me one dime. I've came in this saga to give my own time and support and contribution. I normally charge to do interviews on others' platforms. You guys have gotten hours and hours of me contributing to this. How am I begging y'all for anything? But they'll say stuff like that. When they say the family's beggars, because they won't care for anything. And obviously they're not beggars. They're posting their cash apps just like y'all. But I just think that's crazy that they include me in something I don't do. Yeah, they don't know what begging means because everybody has a cash app. And the one challenge I want to put out to the very next person who fixes their mouth to call me a beggar, let's play a game. The next person to post their cash app or ask for a super chat or any monetary support loses. And you will be the beggar. Let's play a game. It's what I do. Somebody say you talk too much. Well, let's play the quiet game, right? Because people are gaslight you, right? So the next time somebody says out loud that another content creator is begging, challenge accepted. Tell the person that said that, don't ask for another cash app until they do. You just issued a challenge. You just called somebody a beggar. Prove you're not one by letting them go, by going longer than them without asking for a cash app. Did that make sense to y'all? As soon as you say that content creator over there is a beggar, that content creator over there is shaking a can. As soon as you say that, challenge begins the moment you say that. And it's between you and the person you just accused of begging. The first person that asks for a cash app or any monetization at all loses. And they are the beggar. Does that make any sense? Yeah, internet says to take your cash app off every thumbnail because you think other content creators are begging. So you should stop asking for anything because if they're begging, there's no way that you're not. When everybody can put a cash app and everybody can get super chats. Things like that is what made this saga so weak. You're supposed to be talking about the rights and wrongs, the nuances of this domestic violence case to bring life to it, light to it. Instead, we're talking about who getting the most views. Why this person started making videos when they started on this person's panel. So the person who started on the panel is obligated to staying on a panel and not making their own video. The person who starts their own page is condemned for seeing that this could work for them and starting something fresh and new. So many times we came away from talking about the real subject at hand to having these ridiculous, pointless lives about shit like that. Making the saga like a big ass playground with a bunch of kids on it. And that's why I got in the playground yesterday. When you're dealing with a kid, sometimes you got to meet a kid where they are. Now, I believe full well in the proverb, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I behaved as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. I firmly believe in that. But sometimes you got to roll your sleeves up and get in this because some people only know the medicine when they take the dose of it themselves. It's like they forget what pain feel like until you show them what it feel like again. Because they'll say the worst things to you, and until you show them what they giving you, they won't know they're doing it to you. Ain't that shocking? They'll be childish. They won't have mature conversations. They'll belittle you and all that because they're on the playground and you're trying to be an adult. And they're not going to play fair. They're going to stay being a child. So sometimes you got to show them, yo, I can do that too. And what people think is, oh, that's who that person really is. When I cuss somebody out, guys, and I read them up and down, you say that's who he actually is. No, that's who I could be, guys. So you guys see how I present myself? That should make you respect me more because you see that I could be much, much worse if I chose to be. So something in me has me chasing higher morals because I'm capable of doing what the worst man is capable of. That don't make me bad. Being capable of doing what the worst man is capable of and not doing it and being good instead makes me good. Don't you think because you can bring me to a point of cussing you out that means I was always like that? Oh, that's who I am normally. No, that's who I had to be with you. Now, you're like that normally. That's how you are normally, is cussing people out and doing all those antics. But we really don't understand life. Y'all bring the worst out of a person and then say that was them all along. The logic in that is completely asinine. You had to bring that out of them. That proves that's not how they are. You would have got that shit straight up if that's how they are. If I gotta call you a bitch 20 times for you to call me a bitch back, that's not how you are. That's ridiculous to say, you bitch, 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 you this, you that. And then if I say it back, yeah, I knew that's how you was the whole time. Yeah, that's narc talk. That's crazy talk. Should I say Calvin? Yeah. Hey, do you offer couples counseling sessions? I do. How much would you like to charge for Zoom hour conversations? Zoom hour sessions, you're a great person to talk to for advice. Honeybee Marie, I do $100 for an hour conversation, $200 for a video conversation, which also lasts an hour. That's not my normal price. That's my discounted price. So make sure you do that soon. Come to www.betheevolution.org and you can book, pay, and everything all on that same website, or you can come to my Instagram, which is Kevin Wesley _Rise, Kevin Wesley B _ Rise, and you can shoot. I can hit you up from there, and we can do the transaction that way. But I do consultations. Yes, I do. Anyway, guys, I think I got out what I wanted to say. I actually have a whole lot more to say, but it would actually be a different topic. And I know some other people are going to be going live. I think Toya's going live in a few minutes. It might be already about that time. So I'm about to hop off. I know Amber's going live tonight. Lataya, she was just in here, so maybe she got off her live. I got to go back and rewatch hers. But anyway, guys, I will be back because I'm going to be doing some more coverages on different from different angles of this saga. But today I wanted to just talk about do we deserve do women deserve special treatment? And there's something that a content creator said. I thought it was profound, guys. And I don't know if anybody likes this content creator, if you have something against this content creator, but I'm going to say their name because I believe people deserve credit for what they so masterfully put in the universe. And if you are a content creator and you said this first and I didn't hear you, I apologize, okay? But I heard this said today and I thought it was powerful. Ashley Chatz was doing a live and she was talking about this saga and different things in this situation. She even did some speaking on what I thought of my behavior. And this is not the live for that, to break down my thoughts on anything like that. I'll do that another time, but very valid, made a lot of sense. She spoke on what she thought of my interaction with Ringo and things like that. I think she made sense on all of it. I don't think she was completely correct, but she was close, okay? So, but it was one specific thing that she said I thought was good. She was talking about how content creators they break down so easily over these little spats and opinions and people giving their own perspectives, right? Here's what she said I thought was unique, okay? She says, if I covered you one time in a story, I don't owe you any loyalty. I'm not bound to you because I stood for you in a situation. My opinion on a situation was to your favor, okay? If you do something else, the next video may not be in your favor. It's always gonna be based on how I see it. I am a vlogger. I'm not bound to you because I've covered you. I said, because it feels hurtful for me personally. That helped me. I don't know if you guys needed to hear that, but that hurt me because I'm like, it helped me because what hurt me is when I see someone who used to cover in a positive way begin to not cover this person in a positive way. I feel, I take it personal almost. I feel betrayed almost, like, damn, so after you done rock with us all this time, that's what you're gonna, like, you know, because it feels like, damn, but maybe you just did something that they disagreed with. And that's true, guys. You see what I'm saying? I'll talk about my two wives on another live. I know you guys gonna want to know about that. People always do. But I thought that was profound, family. None of you are bound to anybody. You are all individuals. And I thought that was that's what was so beautiful about this saga anyway, is everybody was given their own individual opinion based on what they saw, which added so much depth to each video until it became about, I don't like what you said, and I'm gonna bash you now, and I'm gonna dox you because your opinion wasn't what I wanted it to be, and that made it very difficult to be able to speak your truth. But I'm gonna ask every last one of you guys, if you hear anybody correcting any behavior, speaking to anything I've done, if it's constructive and they're not insulting me, let them, because a lot of times I agree with them. I have so often, if you think I'm wrong, I probably do too. And I would lose a lot of respect if you would pretend I'm right when I know I'm wrong. Like, that's crazy. Some people shun people who tell them the truth. I can't stand someone who will tell me a lie because I can't grow with a bunch of people around me, yes manning me. If you think I was wrong, whatever reason you think I'm wrong, it's okay for you to tell me. And I can give you an explanation on what I was thinking at the time or whatever, but I don't truly get to learn who you are if you don't tell me how you truly see me in different situations. Okay, I'm not always going to be right. Nobody is. People are often doing what they feel at the time, and then you're giving your assessment for it. I always say, you be you and leave the world to discuss it. Leave the audience to talk about it. You do your performance and leave the critiques to the audience. Okay. So if you guys if you guys are vlogging or doing your commentary, I would not be offended if I said or did something that you thought was below my standard or even yours. You could say, I feel that Kevin should have did that this way. I don't think that was right. I think when he said this or did this, it escalated instead of fix the situation or calmed it. I would actually be appreciative of that. Any content creator who's ever done that, I commented with respect and thanks due to it. We should all ask people to be this way because we may not always see what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? And I say it takes a village. All these different people with all these different perspectives, it becomes a great benefit because they can give you a side of you that you didn't see or consider. You see what I'm saying? And so while you may not be thinking about everything that could be affected while you're doing something, they may be because you're angry. Your view and stuff is going to be a little bit blurred. So when you see people like correct situation, they say he didn't think nothing about this person, or like the content creator said, what if your daughter was talked to like that? What if your mother was talked to like that? What if your sister was talked to like that? In real time, if a person could actually think all of that instead of being triggered and overwhelmed with anxiety due to what's happening, they probably wouldn't react in that way. But often when someone reacts, it's because you triggered them, meaning they're responding without thinking. And just like they say, what's in you will come out, that's what you're gonna get. If a person doesn't have the character or the temperament to be patient with you, you're likely gonna get the result of what they don't have, which is a lack of patience. You're gonna get anger, hostility, aggression, because they haven't done the work. Life is a pop quiz. We don't get to prepare for the test. We don't get to study for it. You don't know when somebody's going to cut you off in traffic. You don't know when somebody's going to cuss you out. You don't know when somebody's going to talk about your newborn son. So you have to don't take time for granted and begin to grow yourself now. Begin to develop yourself now so you can be prepared when somebody disrespects you, to make a better decision from them disrespecting you instead of lashing out. It's a development issue, not a character issue. So before I end this live, I just want to say I truly love all of my ancestors. I've stood for my ancestors for many years, regardless of their skin tone, regardless of their hair texture. All of you guys are beautiful. But if you talk shit to me, you might be whatever you start looking like when you start running that damn mouth, okay? And I can't help that. And if any of you guys are different, I don't know, but I can think that you are the best thing since sliced bread. Start running your mouth. I'm gonna notice you got a twitchy eye. I'm gonna notice that. I'm gonna notice that damn zit scar right over your left eye. I'm gonna notice that you got them dark spots on your cheeks. They're just gonna start becoming more obvious to me, right? So I'm gonna see you. I'm like, that's a beautiful lady, beautiful old lady right there. But the more you start running your mouth, I'm gonna be like, damn, you need to put some damn Noxzema or eczema Nox or you're gonna need some damn an astringent. I said my lips was dry. They was too. Shantae, don't come now. Listen. Get on camera, Shantae, because you done came for me now. You was beautiful at first, till you called my lips dry. Get up here, front and center. Come on. Come on. Bring it. Bring your ass here now. Let me get a good look at you. Stridex pad. Something, because it's like a little gathering of a collection of all right, y'all. All jokes aside, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Catch my next build, man. It's gonna be good. And that's it, family. Peace.